harmonious mountains and waters, enfolding an entire landscape into a single world. There are forms of art that do not seek attention, do not speak loudly, yet the longer we gaze upon them, the more deeply they quiet the soul. Rock gardens, Honnanbo, were once seen as silent poems, living ink-wash paintings brought into the real world. Here, mountains are not only meant to be seen, and flowing water is not merely meant to be heard. Together, they guide the human spirit into another realm, a realm of reflection, of stillness, and inner peace. The call of stone and water. Ancient people did not create rock gardens to fill an empty corner of the yard. They created them to return to themselves, to unfold the vastness of heaven and earth into a quiet, humble space where the heart could finally slow down. Between the stillness of stone and the endless movement of water, a miniature world slowly comes alive. Mountains are no longer lifeless forms. Water is no longer a simple ornament. Each element carries the breath of nature and the trace of time. In the early days of 2026, when people turned their thoughts toward new beginnings and good fortune, I found myself standing in silence before ancient sant trees set upon rock landscapes in the old land of Ninang, once known as Ninang, a land long regarded as spiritually blessed and rich in heritage. Here still stands the ancient temple of Kwanlun Tuantrain, the sacred guardian of river and water, welcoming tens of thousands of pilgrims each year. Upon this land, layered with history, a large-scale ornamental plant exhibition was held, displaying more than 800 works, from miniature bonsai to grand, monumental compositions. Yet among them all, it was the traditional works where tree, stone, and water exist in perfect harmony that captured my heart. Carefully pruned trees, stones chosen with discernment, moss aged by time, water flowing freely and naturally. Together, they formed a humble yet profound feng shui painting, as if nature itself had quietly been gathered into the viewer's gaze. Yin and Yang, the philosophy of harmonious landscapes. In the eyes of our ancestors, harmonious mountains and waters was never a random arrangement. Mountain, sun, represents Yang, firm, silent, upright, like the moral backbone of a true gentleman. Water, Thi, represents Yin, the source of life, carrying vitality, prosperity, and gentle adaptability. The mountain stands quiet and enduring. The water flows without rest. From their union, a cycle of living energy is born, where stillness and movement depend upon one another to exist. Ancient people shaped rock gardens using the solid form of stone and the gentle soul of water to express their longing for balance, harmony, and longevity. And so even today, this art remains deeply relevant for modern souls searching for calm amid a restless world. Art of arrangement, order within a miniature world. In rock and water bonsai works, one can immediately recognize the vision of the creator. Principles such as 3 peaks or 5 elements never allow perfect symmetry. For nature itself is never rigid, never absolute. The main mountain, the host peak. The supporting mountain, the guest peak. The gentle slopes, the cloud peaks. Each holds its own role, its own hierarchy, like a miniature society. Mountains have their standing. Water has its path. Trees have their place to grow. Nothing is excessive. Nothing is accidental. Perhaps a small ancient temple rests beneath a canopy of trees. Perhaps a narrow path winds along the stone ridge. Such details open a detached human realm, a place where one may travel without leaving home, wandering freely without crossing 1,000 miles. A quiet pleasure. Learning to live with nature. In a hurried modern life, rock gardens become a gentle medicine for the soul. In the early morning, one trims a small branch clinging to stone. By late afternoon, one sits quietly, listening to water murmur nearby. Worries slow, then quietly fade away. From stone, we learn patience, unyielding before wind and weather. From water, we learn tolerance, always finding a way forward, never competing. From ancient trees, we learn resilience, continuing to grow from the harshest crevices. Stone-bound trees and rock gardens, therefore, are not merely crafts of the hands. They are journeys of inner cultivation. preserving a heritage, beauty that endures time. Stone-bound bonsai and harmonious rock landscapes are not merely art forms, they are cultural legacies, living evidence of our ancestors' wisdom and open-hearted spirit. They remind us of the once intimate bond between humans and Mother Nature, a bond gradually forgotten in modern times. Though time continues to flow and life outside grows ever faster, these artificial mountains remain, quietly standing, like living memories of a people who once knew how to live slowly, deeply, and in harmony with nature. And within the silence of stone, within the endless movement of water, this refined and philosophical beauty continues to be preserved through the devotion, wisdom, and skillful hands of artisans, leaving behind works that endure with the passing of years.